Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to demystify something absolutely critical for every business: multi-factor authentication. We're drawing on some fantastic research aimed at non-technical executives, so our goal here is simple: break down what it is, why it's a strategic must-have, and what questions you need to be asking your team. Let's dive in.
So, let's start with a number that should really make you sit up and pay attention: 81%. According to Verizon's big annual report on data breaches, that's how many hacks are because of stolen or just plain weak passwords. This isn't some super sophisticated movie plot threat. Nope, it's criminals basically just walking right in the digital front door.
I love this analogy because it just makes so much sense. We all know password reuse is a bad habit, right? But think of it this way. It's like using the exact same key for your house, your car, your office, and even your safe deposit box. If a thief gets their hands on that one key, well, suddenly everything you care about is completely exposed.
And that really gets to the heart of the problem: this fundamental weakness in how we've traditionally done security, relying on a single point of failure, the password.
And just how common is this single point of failure? It's everywhere. The data shows that the average person, probably someone on your team right now, reuses the same password across 5 or more different accounts. This creates a really scary domino effect. All it takes is for one of those outside services to get breached, and let's be honest, that happens all the time, and criminals can take that password and try it everywhere, including on your corporate network. And if you think this is just theoretical, it's not. Look at the Uber hack in 2022. It was a massive, embarrassing, and costly breach. And how did it start? A hacker simply bought one single employee's password on the dark web. That's it. That one weak link led to huge operational damage. That is what a single point of failure looks like in the real world.
Okay, so the problem is pretty clear, right? It's big and it's everywhere. So what's the fix? How do we get away from using this single, fragile lock on our most important doors?
Well, the solution isn't just about making better passwords. It's about a totally new mindset. It's about giving every single one of your accounts its own personal digital bodyguard. And that bodyguard is called multi-factor authentication, or MFA for short. Put simply, it's just another layer of security. It means you need 2 or more separate pieces of evidence, or factors, to prove you are who you say you are. It's no longer enough just to know a secret password. So MFA builds this stronger defense by combining different types of proof. You start with something you know. That's your classic password or PIN. Then you add a second layer, something you have, like a code from an app on your phone or a physical security key. The very best systems can even add a third factor, something you are, like your fingerprint or your face. Now think about it. A hacker might be able to steal a password, right? But can they also steal your employee's phone and their fingerprint at the exact same moment? The odds are just overwhelmingly against it.
Here's a great way to think about it for your teams. A password is like an ID card, but MFA is like having a real-life security guard who doesn't just glance at the ID. They check the ID, they look at your face to see if it matches, and maybe they even check your fingerprint, all before they open the door. It's a simple idea that completely changes the security game.
Okay, let's talk about the bottom line, because this isn't just a tech upgrade. Rolling out MFA is a serious strategic business decision, and one with a very clear return on investment. The data here is just crystal clear. You can see it right there. With passwords alone, your risk of an account being compromised is sky high. But the moment you add MFA, that risk just plummets. In fact, the research shows that companies that turn on MFA see a massive 92% drop in data breaches related to account takeovers. And what about all those automated, constant attacks that hammer your systems day in and day out? Well, get this. Microsoft's research found that MFA blocks 99.9% of them. Just gone. With one single move, you basically wipe out an entire category of threats.
And if risk reduction isn't enough, think about this. MFA is now a boardroom-level issue. This is not a nice-to-have anymore. More and more cyber insurance companies are making it a non-negotiable requirement for getting a policy. So no MFA could actually mean no insurance coverage or paying way, way higher premiums. It's a straight line to your company's financial health.
Now here's a really vital point. Not all MFA is created equal. Getting a code sent to your phone via text message or SMS
is good. It's way better than nothing, but it's vulnerable to an attack called SIM swapping. The gold standard, the absolute best, phishing-resistant methods are authenticator apps or separate hardware keys. It's the difference between a good lock and a great one.
So you get the problem, you can see the power of the solution. The question is, where do you go from here? Let's talk about your strategic next steps. As a leader, listen, you don't need to be the one configuring the servers. You just need to ask the right questions. Start with these. Go to your team and ask, what is our MFA coverage on our most critical systems? Are we using the strongest methods available? What is our plan to get this rolled out everywhere? And this last one's really important. How are we training our people to spot MFA fatigue attacks? That's when hackers spam users with login requests, hoping they'll just hit approve by mistake. Asking these questions is what drives action.
So I'll just leave you with this one thought. Your company's digital front door is being tested by attackers every single day. So the question you have to ask is, in today's world, is a single, easily copied lock really enough to protect everything you've built? Thanks for joining us for The Explainer.